WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
All right, I have a good segment for you. Are you ready?
Nice.
I have some unexplainable paranormal stories that I will share with you. Before I do that, let me put the camera on so you can see how creepy it looks. It doesn't look creepy at all, actually. Hey, before we do anything, how about this? I have here, can you hear this?
I can hear that.
That is the sound of $200. That is the sound of $200 worth of tickets over at the Daytona International Speedway. Right?
That's right.
I have tickets for next Thursday's Can-Am Dual Race at the Daytona International Speedway. This is for February 15th.
It's
right?
the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series, the Can-Am Duel.
The Can-Am Duel. Let's see. The estimated price of these tickets is $93.89. The state tax is $6.11, which makes each ticket $100, which means somebody out there will win $200 worth of tickets, 2 tickets, side by side. Don't worry, they're not separated.
Yeah.
Row 9, seat 10, and row 9, seat 9. So seat 9 and 10 in row 9. That sounds pretty good to me. Section 380, for those of you who know the Speedway.
Yep.
So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do our segment on paranormal stories. And then after the segment, what time is it now?
11:40.
Okay, in about 20 minutes or 18 minutes, I'll give it about 2 minutes break. Okay? In about 18 minutes, I am going to ask you to call me and tell me that you will use these 2 tickets. Because if you're not going to use them, then this isn't $200.
No.
If you're not going to use them, then this is just pieces of cardboard. But if you will use them, this is $200 right here. So you got 18 minutes to call somebody who you know would love these 2 tickets and who will use them.
Exactly.
All right?
It's the beginning of Speed Week.
So it's February 15th, a week from tomorrow, over at the Daytona International Speedway. 2 tickets for the Can-Am Duel, and I will give you the word to give me a call and tell me you want them in about 17 minutes.
Yep.
So 16 or 17 minutes, okay?
Yep.
Just before top of the hour. Okay, now, I have some unexplainable paranormal stories I want to share with you.
Nice.
Here we go. The first one.
Okay.
The first one. Listen to this. In 1984, a woman was sitting at home reading when she suddenly heard a very clear voice inside of her head. Can you picture this? Have you ever had a voice inside your head?
I have.
Yeah, I have too. It said, "Close the door."
Oh, no, that's creepy.
This
That will give me chills.
I was looking in the fridge at the time. Okay. Anyway, the voice told this lady, "Please don't be afraid. I know it must be shocking for you to hear me speaking to you like this, but this is the easiest way I could think of. My friend and I used to work at the Children's Hospital, Great Ormond Street, and we would like to help you." That's what she heard.
Wow.
How scary is that?
Yeah.
After a series of medical tests, including psychological assessments, the patient was eventually diagnosed with a large benign brain tumor.
Gosh.
Large and benign. The voice continued to speak to her throughout the medical testing. After she had surgery to remove the tumor, the patient heard from the voices one last time after regaining consciousness when she heard them say, "We are pleased to have helped you. Goodbye."
Wow. Wow.
The woman reported no post-surgical problems and never heard the voice again. The study of a patient diagnosing her own brain tumor with help of mysterious voices in her head was published by the British Medical Journal. That's where that one comes from.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
All right, we got some more.
Gotta believe her.
Got some more unexplainable paranormal stories. Are you ready for this one?
Okay, I'm set.
My grandfather passed away just a few weeks after I was born. This is not me. I'm reading, okay? Never met the guy, never knew what he looked like. When I was 5 years old, I started to see this man in our rocking chair. I called him the rocking chair man. My parents thought it was that imaginary friend stage. But it started to bug them when I told them every single day. They finally questioned me about it. I told them every detail I could remember, and finally they showed me a picture of the man. It was my grandfather. Stop it.
Oh,
I
my.
thought the music was going to be on.
Oh, my.
I have voices in my head, too, through my headset. All right.
So I wonder what prompted the parents to go get the photograph.
Yeah, really. Yeah, here's the music. Okay, thank you. To this day, I'm 22 years old now. Every time I dream, he is in the background somewhere. I remember when I dreamed about my high school graduation and I looked in the stands and I saw him with my parents.
Oh.
I like to think that he's just watching out for me and being there when he's not really there.
And that person must be doing everything right then in their life.
There you go. All right, here's another one.
Thank God.
Another unexplainable paranormal story. And by the way, don't forget, in a few minutes, I'm going to tell you it's time to call in to try to win these 2 tickets to the Daytona International Speedway for next Thursday.
Yep. February 15th, the Can-Am Duel.
Yeah. Where's my cursor? Oh, gosh. Okay, I have to be able to see the time. There it is. Okay.
You want the black thing?
No, I see it. I see it. I'm
Here's
doing good.
Galen
Hey.
and his lovely bride.
Hey! Hey!
Good morning,
Building
Christy.
7! Building 7! All right, here we go. Ready? Here's another one. Oh, my gosh, that happened before. That was a paranormal experience just now.
Wow.
All right. Several years ago, when my daughter was just over 3 years old, my husband and I were watching a TV show. The daughter was 3 years old.
Gosh.
My husband and I were watching a TV show about 9/11. I was on or around, it was on or around the anniversary of the September 11th, 2001 events. My daughter, who was coloring a coloring book, looked up from the coloring book at the screen, which showed the plane hitting one of the World Trade Center buildings. She said to us, "I died there."
Oh. Oh.
Then she just went back to coloring like she never said anything. We had never talked to her about the concept of death, and we have never discussed the September 11th events with her. But then she has not said anything else since then about it. But now, if something comes on TV about September 11th, 2001, she says, "I don't want to watch.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't want to watch."
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Wow.
I have some more unexplainable paranormal stories. The Hampton Court Palace in Surrey is thought to be one of the most haunted buildings in England. According to their website, the castle is officially haunted by at least 3 specters. Catherine Howard, the screaming lady in the haunted gallery, has been spotted multiple times over the years by palace workers and guests alike. Sybil Penn, the Grey Lady of Hampton Court Palace, who has been spotted roaming the palace since her tomb was moved back in 1829.
Oh, my.
The palace's most notable haunting, however, has to be Skeletor, the creepy apparition that was caught on the palace's closed-circuit television in 2003.
Oh, my gosh.
Palace officials explain on their website, quote, "On 3 consecutive days, palace security staff were called to close one particular fire door near the palace's introductory exhibition. On the first day, closed-circuit TV footage shows the doors flying wide open with great force, but there was nothing to reveal why. On the second day, the same thing happened, but this time a ghostly-looking figure in period dress suddenly appeared on the screen and closed the doors.
Wow.
They said the doors opened again on the 3rd day, but there was no further sign of the ghostly doorkeeper. Is this the ghost of the palace's most famous resident,
Wow.
Henry VIII?
Oh, my gosh.
The video is on YouTube.
Wow.
You can find it on there. Do you really?
Yeah. Gee. I don't know if I want to find it.
All right, all right. I got some more paranormal stories. Here's one. About 10 years ago, I was 8 years old. I was visiting my dad at his house. My stepmother was in the kitchen and I was in the family room. We both saw my father, wearing a red flannel shirt and blue jeans, walk around the corner from the living room and start walking up the stairs. I followed him and called his name as he went up the stairs. He turned back and looked at me, got to the top of the stairs, and went around the corner. I called his name again, then from the living room. My dad popped his head up over the couch and asked what I wanted. He had been asleep on the couch the entire time, and yet both my stepmother and I clearly saw him wearing the clothes he had on the whole day. He went up the stairs, but yet he was on the couch. It was the strangest thing I had ever seen. Both my stepmother and I still remember it and talk about it to this day.
Wow.
Also, it was broad daylight. And why do these commercials keep playing?
Oh, I don't know.
The music is what I want.
Get rid of those commercials. Wow, broad daylight, and he went up the stairs.
Yes.
Oh, wow, that gives you chills.
We have more paranormal stories to tell you. I have to find the cursor again.
Okay.
There it is. There's the time. All right, in about 8 minutes, right?
Yes.
8 minutes. I will be giving you some information to call me. I will be telling you to call me if you want to win the 2 tickets to the Can-Am Dual race at the Daytona International Speedway. They're worth $100 each, so you will win a $200 prize package.
For Thursday, February 15th.
Yeah, a week from tomorrow.
Day after Valentine's Day.
You got to be able to go. You cannot win the tickets and say, I got them, and then just sit on them.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Here's the next one. This is another paranormal story. This is when my oldest sister was little, 3 years old. She asked my pregnant aunt to pick her up to hold her. My mom said she was like, she can't pick you up, honey. She has a baby in her tummy. And then my little sister was like, that baby is dead.
Oh.
My mom freaked out, but my aunt and grandma were fine and were telling my mom it was all good. She was just a toddler and didn't know what she was saying. Well, lo and behold, my aunt went to the doctor the next day for a routine pregnancy checkup, and the baby was deceased.
Oh.
There you go. Holy cow.
Wow.
That's oh my gosh.
Wow. Gee.
All right, another one. Another paranormal story. I was living in a house in Laguna Beach that had been there since the 1920s. In its history, it had been a speakeasy, a brothel, and a house for smuggling illegal immigrants. One day, my new wife and I were having an argument. I can't even recall what it was about. She walked down the block to get a cup of coffee and cool off, and I was alone in the house. From my bedroom, I could look across the hall into the bathroom, then through the bathroom and down the other hall. I was standing at my dresser, and I just noticed movement out of the corner of my eye, and I looked down there. There was, and honest to God, this gives me goosebumps just typing it, 17 years later, a black figure. It was maybe 3 feet tall and was only vaguely humanoid. It looked like black scribbles, like someone had scribbled a human shape, but the scribbles moved like electricity arcing. That's the best way to describe it. There was no sound that I could remember. I distinctly remember when I saw it, I wasn't afraid, just like, what the heck? Then it noticed me, looking at it. I can't say it turned around. It just focused on me. Then I was scared. I didn't move, didn't scream, nothing. I was just frozen. The thing came toward me. It rushed down the hall towards me. I have no idea what it intended, but as soon as it entered the bathroom, the door closest to me just slammed shut. Then I screamed. I yelled for my wife. She wasn't home. I went outside into the daylight and did go back into the house until she got home 10 minutes later. Honey, honey, Scribble Man. Scribble Man is in there, ma. Well, Scribble Man.
So what happened? Did he ever find?
No, that was it. The wife came home and he probably told her about Scribble Man, and she probably thought he was drunk.
Well, they probably sold the house after that.
I don't know.
I wouldn't live there.
All right, we have another. We have another.
Maybe Scribble Man is
All right.
on your phone.
All right, we have another paranormal.
phone.
All right, paranormal story. See, every time I do this, I gotta get the cursor back. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I got about 6 minutes, and I will tell you it's time to call in for the 2 tickets to the Daytona International Speedway.
Yep.
For a week from tomorrow.
The Can-Am
By the way,
Dual.
you'll need to know the number. It's 622-9622. Don't call it yet.
Nope.
You gotta wait.
But this is the number you call.
352-622-9622. Here's the next paranormal story. A young man in Lansing, Michigan hears a strange two-toned whistle that seems to come from out of nowhere. Oddly enough, this incident was repeated at random intervals throughout his life. and always left him with a feeling of intense dread. The last time he heard the sound, he managed to take a video of the whistler, though he is still no closer to figuring out who or what seems to be watching and following him wherever he goes. We saw a figure steering a canoe about 20 meters off the shore. Sarah decided to go get more beers from my car, leaving me alone to stare at this mystery person. And then, of course, they whistled at me. My entire body was frozen and covered in goosebumps. It was the exact same whistler from my childhood more than a decade earlier. I looked at the figure, but it was much too dark to discern who it could be. They were wearing a hat. When they were perpendicular to the shore from me, they stopped paddling, turned the canoe to face directly at me, and whistled right at me. I was so frightened, I stood up and shouted at them, "Who are you?" They didn't say anything, just whistled a couple more times, turned the canoe 180 degrees, and paddled
Wow.
out of sight.
Wow.
Out of sight.
He should have gone and got the beer instead of sending her.
There's that whistle. There it is right there.
This is freaky.
All right, these are paranormal stories.
I'm getting goosebumps.
We're doing two things at once, reading paranormal stories and trying to get you to be interested in possibly winning 2 tickets to the Daytona International Speedway. And, of course, I'm struggling seeing my cursor.
For the Can-Am Duel on Thursday, February the 15th, the day after Valentine's Day.
And we'll give you that. We'll give you we'll tell you to call in about 3 minutes.
Okay.
All right, here's another paranormal story. Room 428 at Wilson Hall at Ohio University is permanently closed. Students at Ohio University, the 9th oldest public university in the United States, are not allowed to so much as enter the dorm room due to the numerous reports of hauntings and dangerous ghostly activity in that room.
Oh my gosh.
Wilson Hall was reportedly built on an Indian burial ground because that always ends well. Spiritualists claim that the building is located at the center of a pentagram formed by 5 such ancient cemeteries, lending this geographical position extra powers of either safety or evil. In the 1970s, a male student died under mysterious circumstances in room 428. Years later, a female student used what she perceived as the room's energy to practice rituals such as astral projection, during which the human spirit is said to leave the body and travel about at will. Not long after moving in, this student died as well, reportedly from cutting her own wrists.
Oh my God. So the hall is still there and used. It's just the room that's closed off.
Don't go to room 428.
Wow.
One more?
Yes.
Time for one more?
I hope so.
All right, one more, and we got 2 minutes before I give you the word to call in and try to win these 2 tickets to the Daytona International Speedway. Gosh, see, every time you click that.
February 15th, a week from tomorrow.
Right, the tickets are good tickets, $100 each.
Yes.
All right, here we go. One more story. When I was around 20 years old, a few years ago, I kept having dreams about a woman with long black hair named Aurora. They were different dreams, but for some reason, her distinct face and name always ended up in my dreams. It got to the point where I would wake up frustrated and confused, trying to Google her name or find out how I was connected to her. After a few months, she stopped showing up, and I dismissed it, thinking my brain was just being a scumbag. Fast forward a few years later, Halloween 2009, I'm in the car with a friend, stopped at a gas station. I'm about to pull out and merge onto a highway when a phone call from a random number gives me a call, so I stopped the car, but no one answered. There was a person behind me who grew impatient, honked at me, and then swerved in front of me instead of waiting for 2 seconds for me to move. Second, they get on the highway. A silver Civic loses control of their wheel and crashes into the car that swerved in front of me.
Oh my!
I called the police and waited at the gas station for them to come. Turns out the driver of both cars, the drivers both died. It 100% would have been me if I hadn't gotten that phone call. I called it back a few hours later out of gratitude and curiosity. It rang 3 times and went to a voicemail. The voicemail says, "Hi, you've reached Aurora. Please leave your name and number."
Oh,
man.
Does that give me chills?
Oh, man, that's an awesome story. Okay.
Oh, wow. God.
All right. Hope you enjoyed our visit to the paranormal. Some of those I didn't believe. Some of them I did. I don't know about you. All right. This is the moment. I will pick at random a phone call. I have 2 tickets to the Daytona International Speedway for 1 week from tomorrow. And good luck to you. I will give you some time to get through to the phone. I'm watching it as it lines up here. You see all those lights right there, Robin?
I know. Look at that. They're all
do
lit
my
up.
best.
This is great.
These are for February 15th, a week from tomorrow. What time is the race?
Mm-hmm. Oh, gosh. Let's see what time it is. It doesn't say.
Oh, my
on
gosh.
this brochure. I'm sorry.
The tickets are worth $100 each. This is a $200 prize right now.
It's next Thursday.
Let me give you another 30 seconds to give us a call. I see lots of people already trying. 352-622-9622. 20 seconds, Robin. I will pick a number.
Okay, I'm looking for the time, but they don't have the time on their brochure.
Well, if you want these tickets, you have to be able to go.
Yeah.
10 seconds. I'm going to pick a number.
Okay.
Ready?
Excellent.
If I can find this cursor. All right, here we go. I got the cursor. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to pick a number right now.
Nice. This is exciting.
All right, I'm going to pick this one. Good morning. You are the lucky winner. Who's this?
Oh, my word. Hi.
Who is this? Who is this?
This is Lynn.
All right, Lynn, hold on. Don't go anywhere. Robin's going to talk to you off there, and you've got the tickets, okay?
Oh, thank you.
That is so paranormal. All right, thank you. We'll be right back. Don't go away, Lynn.
Fox News Radio. I'm Lillian Wu. We could be seeing a deal today to keep the government funded. Lawmakers expected to unveil what a White House official calls a good partisan deal.
Sources say the big four leaders in Congress, McConnell, Schumer, Ryan, and Pelosi, are close to a deal on a 2-year agreement on new spending caps. It would not include immigration. They're expected to raise spending on military and domestic priorities.
Fox's Mike Emanuel. President Trump mentioning the markets for the first time since Monday's record drop, tweeting in the old days when good news was reported, the stock market would go up. Today, it goes down. The Dow is up in midday trading, erasing much of the losses of the past few days.
I think everybody's ready for just about anything. There's a lot of talk about whether or not the bottom is in.
Nicole Petalides on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Fox News. We report, you decide.
It's been called shell shock, war neurosis, and battle fatigue. Today, we call it post-traumatic stress disorder, and it affects 1 out of every 5 warriors returning from battle in Iraq and Afghanistan. The Wounded Warrior Project offers comfort and support for warriors with PTSD and all other scars of war, whether those scars are visible or hidden. Find out how to help, because for warriors, the greatest casualty is being forgotten. Please visit woundedwarriorproject.org.
When you're hiring, you don't want to sort through dozens of irrelevant resumes. You want a short list of qualified candidates. That's why you need Indeed.com. Diana's hired with Indeed.
It just gives me so many more qualified applicants to choose from.
Post a job in minutes. Set up screener questions. Then zero in on qualified candidates using an intuitive online dashboard. Discover why 3 million businesses use Indeed for hiring. Post a job today at Indeed.com/hire. Search for greatness. Search Indeed.
The NFL alumni is sponsoring a Clays for Kids, a sporting event to benefit the Marion County Champions for Champions. The event will take place at the Robinson Ranch in Inglis, Florida on Saturday,